Hey guys, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 bringing to you yet another awesome yet crazy theory, and this theory video involves, of course, Batman and the Joker. Now, as we all know, these two need very little introduction. Batman and the Joker have been the greatest of enemies since the 40s, and they face each other in every kind of form of media you can imagine, from animation to the comic books, to the big screen, to video games, you name it. They've done battle in every single kind of setting you can imagine, and no matter what the universe is, Batman and the Joker are always going to cross paths. And Batman and the Joker, in my opinion, is one of the greatest hero versus villain rivalries of all time. And it's like the old saying, you can't have Batman without the Joker, and you can't have Joker without Batman. So this theory video that I am going to be putting together is for a possible movie for whenever that's going to take place. And it's been a really long time since we last saw Batman and the Joker do battle. I don't really count the DCEU because technically Jared Leto and Ben Affleck's characters never officially interacted with each other, so that doesn't really count in my opinion. Batman and the Joker last did battle on the big screen was back in 2008 in Christopher Nolan's classic The Dark Knight movie with Christian Bale and of course the late great Heath Ledger. And this would be a really good idea to come up with something for a brand new potential Batman vs Joker movie. Now, as we all know already, Robert Pattinson has already been casted in the title role for Matt Reeves' upcoming directed movie called The Batman, which is scheduled to be released in 2022, and there is a lot of high expectations for what kind of performance Robert Pattinson is going to deliver. However, Joaquin Phoenix played the lead role in the Joker movie, which came out in 2019, and in my opinion it was quite possibly the best performance I have ever seen since the late great Heath Ledger. But what if Joker and the Batman movies were both connected? Now, we've already heard from Matt Reeves himself that his Batman movie is not going to be connected to Ben Affleck's Batman or the DCEU or any of the cinematic movies. It's going to be its own shared universe, which is fine, but this would be a golden opportunity to connect not only the Joker and the Batman movies as one universe, but to also get the groundwork and foundations laid down for all future Batman characters, because it would be a bit silly to cast another guy to play the Joker when you've already got Joaquin Phoenix as your main Joker. Now, having too many Jokers would just confuse people. I know there's the multiverse, but I just don't see any point in casting another guy to play the Joker. You've got your man right there. So I would have the Joker movie as a prequel to the Batman. So the Batman could be set probably maybe 15 to 20 years after the events of the Joker. That's what I would do, and it just makes more sense, and there's very little effort you need to put into connecting both of these movies together as one. And if Matt Reeves is looking to cast someone to play the Joker for his Batman movies, then I would definitely go with Joaquin Phoenix, because number one, he did a great job, and two, it just makes sense. Now, as we all remember, at the end of the Joker movie, we saw the Waynes get murdered in the alleyway. Nothing new there, we've seen it already. But, however, the shooter was wearing a clown mask. Now, as we all remember, at the end of the Joker movie, we saw a bunch of guys wearing clown masks in protest to the Joker Revolution, which saw Arthur Fleck standing on top of the police car, and everybody was just cheering him on as the whole city was tearing itself apart. while the Waynes were getting murdered round the back of the theatre. Now, what I would have for a Batman Joker shared universe situation is the shooter isn't necessarily Joe Chill. You could have an idea that the Joker could be anybody, just like the Red Hood, which they said for many years. The Red Hood could be anyone. So I would have Bruce Wayne's already in his second year as Batman, just like they've mentioned, but in the back of his head he's looking to take down the killer of his parents, because that's one of the main reasons that made Bruce Wayne become Batman in the first place. So I would have that sort of situation. So Bruce Wayne as Batman is going around beating up anybody in a clown mask, trying to find the killer of his parents, and that would be kind of like the side story of all the Batman movies. So I wouldn't have the Joker appear in the first Batman movie. I would have him make his official appearance maybe the third Batman movie, depending on whether or not Matt Reeves is looking to do a trilogy, because I think I did hear somewhere that he signed up for 3 movies. So if that is the case, then I think the final villain should be the Arthur Fleck version of the Joker. Now, in terms of how do Pattinson's Batman and Phoenix's Joker meet each other, I would have Arthur Fleck is released on early parole after he's declared sane at the end of the second Batman movie, which sets up for the third one. And for the third one, I would have Bruce Wayne put together a special night in memory of his parents on the night they were murdered, and Arthur Fleck could sneak himself into the party thinking that I was a friend of the Waynes, it's only right that I'm there to pay my respects. Now, you could have a scene where Bruce Wayne's at the bar having a quiet drink, and Arthur Fleck just goes up to him and says, "I'm so sorry about your loss, Mr. Wayne. Thomas Wayne was a good man. He was like a father to me." And Bruce could turn around and look at him and say, "You knew my father?" Arthur could say, "Yes, I knew him very well. He was a good man, even though he didn't do much for my mother and me, but at the same time he was a good man." And Bruce could say, "Thomas Wayne was a father to everyone in Gotham, but I appreciate you paying your respects." And Arthur Fleck could take a dirty shot by saying, "You know, for what it's worth, Mr. Wayne, at least your parents went out smiling with their son. I mean, after all, Thomas Wayne got exactly what he deserved, didn't he?" And Bruce could look up and say, "What did you say?" And then Joker's gone. So that could plant the seeds in Bruce's head that, oh my god, I was just talking to the killer of my parents and I didn't know. So that could set off a chain of events where Bruce Wayne is beating up every clown gang in Gotham, trying to look for the Arthur Fleck Joker, until finally Joker gets wind of this mysterious Batman running around in Gotham and jumps on his Batmobile and shouts out, "Come on, Bats, come out, let's fight, you know, let's put on a show for everyone. I mean, after all, that is what you are, isn't it? You're putting on a show for everyone. I like to put on a show too, so why don't you come out and let's do this. Let's put a great show for the citizens of Gotham." And Batman could come out of the shadows and address Joker as Arthur Fleck, to which Arthur Fleck could respond by saying, "That is my name, but I prefer the name Joker more because that's more my stage name and everybody knows me for that. So you must be the great Batman. What a show this is. Joker, Batman, in the same place at the same time. This is fantastic." And Batman could say, "I'm not here to put on a show with you, Fleck. I want the truth. Were you there the night that the Waynes were murdered? Yes or no?" And Joker could say, "Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. But shouldn't you ask the Riddler these sort of questions, because that's more his thing. I don't really answer questions, that's not what I do." And Batman could say, "Did you kill them or not?" last chance. And Joker could say, well, you know, I didn't pull the trigger, but even if I did, I would have loved to have seen Thomas Wayne's face. I bet it was a picture. And then Batman could beat the crap out of him, and to the point that he's almost ready to kill him, and Jim Gordon can come running out and say to him, no, Batman, don't kill him, he's not worth it. And Batman could scream at him, shut up, Jim, I'm going to end him once and for all. And Jim could turn around and say, listen, if you take Joker's life, then you're no better than he is. Let it go. I know you want to get the Wayne's killer, I do too, but this is not the way. We'll find him, no matter what. And that's how I would set up the confrontation. So Joker doesn't necessarily say that he did it, but he could just play with the idea that he might have done, but as we all know, he didn't really. But that could be the focus of the whole third Batman movie. Joker could be taunting Batman that maybe I did kill the Waynes, maybe I didn't, but why do you care? It's not like you're their son. But I wouldn't have Batman reveal to Arthur Fleck that he's Bruce Wayne, but I would also have the Joker hint at that he may know that Batman is Bruce Wayne by saying, you know, you sound very familiar. Have we met before? Because there's something about you. Are you a fan? Did we go to the same school? Or maybe we hanged out in the same room in Arkham Asylum. Maybe you're one of those guys. So you could leave it there, but all the while Batman is still running around Gotham trying to find the killer of the Waynes. And like I said, it just makes more sense to have Phoenix's Joker and Patterson's Batman in the same universe, because you could already establish Joker's movie as a prequel to the upcoming The Batman movie. It just makes perfect sense. And that's pretty much it, really. That's my theory on how I would connect both Joker and the Batman movies together in one single universe. Now, it's more than likely they will probably not connect them, but if they did, they should do it like this, because like I've said from the start, it just makes perfect sense. But time will tell. But anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on an idea of the Batman and Joker movies being in the same universe? Do you think it's a good idea? And if so, would you go with Joaquin Phoenix to play the Joker once again? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time. So until then, take care everybody, and stay safe.